before you went in America, before you went to elementary, does you go to kindergarten?
So me personally, I was homeschooled my whole life. I went to a public school for like 1 month in Sweden. So I've never studied in a public school. So the way I was taught was very different than the usual formal school. Yeah. So I didn't go through elementary. I only studied, and then we took a high school equivalency test. That's what I did for me. So I never went to public school in America, and I would never put my kids in public school in America.
Okay, as I said, we have Muslim teenagers here. One of students of SMA Insan Mandiri Cibubur who is curious about America and have some questions for you, Ali. So he is Ahmad Siddhartha Putra. People call him who? Kak.
People usually calls me Dharta.
Okay, Kak Dharta. So Kak Ali, this is Dharta, and Dharta, this is Kak Ali.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you for the first time, right?
Nice to meet you too, Kak.
Thank you. So, Miss Dira said you have questions, right?
So
Are
you
sure?
may ask Kak Ali.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
Relax. Okay.
He wants to ask actually about educational system in America.
Okay.
So what's your question, Kak Dharta?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Dira, for giving me the chance to talk to Kali. So, Kali, I have a couple of questions around American education system. We know that in Indonesia we have elementary school and then high school, senior high school. Is it the same as in America? Does the grading the
system
is the same in America?
As far as I know, it's elementary, high school, and then college. But I think there's a little bit difference between the ages that they start at. So junior high, I believe, is 14, 15. No, 18, 17 is senior. So they finish at 18, not 17. In Indonesia, they finish at 17 or 18? It used to be 17, now it's 18.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's the same. It used to be 17. Okay. When I was younger, it was still 17. So people finish high school, senior high school when they were 17. But when I went back there now, it's the same. No, because the Indonesia changed to 1 year later, it's the same now. So it's the same all around for that.
So high school is divided between senior and junior.
Yes, same as SMP-SMA.
Yeah. How about the elementary school? How long does the elementary school?
It's 6th grades. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same as here, right? Here is 6 grades, right? Or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 years for elementary.
Yeah. Same, and then 3 years, 3 years,
3
right?
years.
Yeah, same, exact same. Yeah.
Before you went in America, before you went to elementary, does you go to kindergarten?
So me personally, I was homeschooled my whole life. I went to a public school for like 1 month in Sweden. So I've never studied in a public school. So the way I was taught was very different than the usual formal school. Yeah. So I didn't go through elementary. I only studied, and then we took a high school equivalency test. That's what I did for me. So I never went to public school in America, and I would never put my kids in public school in America.
Why is it?
No. No way. You can't even it's so dangerous, and it's not Islamic based. And it's like, oh man, don't even, that's a whole other subject. It's dangerous. Yeah, I would never put my kid in public school there. Because even the private schools are dangerous, let alone the public schools. So it's like, it's very much like, oh man. Horrible things. I don't want to traumatize your brain. So let's just say, just take my word for it, trust me.
Okay. About the school, you know the grading system in Indonesia, right? It's like we usually just learn a lot, and then eventually there is ujian or exam at the end of the semester to calculate how smart, quote unquote, you are. In America, does it really matter for the parents about their score at the test?
In Indonesia, Okay, basically Indonesia is like 10 to 15 years behind. Okay. So now as the gap is getting smaller and smaller. First it was 20, then it was 15, now it's about 10. So now you're starting to see people realize that diploma doesn't mean so much. Correct? You're starting to see that. America started seeing that like 5-10 years ago. They started seeing diploma is not everything.
Okay.
But still, majority still follow that system because they're trying to build employees instead of smart business minds because you need workforce. So it's the same thing in Indonesia. It's just on a bigger scale, but you still have to have a diploma to get a job at a big company. You still have to have a college degree to teach X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. So it's very similar to Indonesia. It's just a little bit ahead in the sense where, for example, Google, Microsoft, they're not hiring people based on diplomas anymore. If you want to get a job at Facebook or Google, they come and they give you a project. They say finish this project in X amount of time, and you have these are the rules. Anything outside these rules, you can do whatever you want. When you come back, they hire you based on that. So it's not based on your diploma or based on your degree. How did you graduate from your class? It's not about that. So Indonesia, you're starting to see that now more. People are starting to realize just because you have a diploma doesn't mean you're a good employee, doesn't mean you're smart. It means you're book smart, but doesn't mean you're like savvy. Savvy is a whole other thing. Maybe, do you know that word, savvy?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, okay, good. Smart boy. He might be savvy himself then. Okay.
In that kind of sense, you say that Indonesia is like 10 or 15 years behind. So what can Indonesia do, the country do, for improving our system of schooling?
You gotta ask Pak Munif.
Pak Munif here.
So, I mean, for me, I was homeschooled, so I'm even far off more than normal people. For me, I don't even want to put my kids in public school.
Okay.
Because kids spend 8 hours in school, correct?
Right.
You spend 8 hours sleeping.
Yes.
Okay, that's 16 hours. That means you only have 8 hours left, and that time is used in eating, praying, commuting. You only end up having 2 hours, 3 hours with your family, right? The average kid in Indonesia spends how much time with their parents who's in public school, other than weekend? How long would you say you spend? Not boarding school, like regular public school, how much time do they spend with their parents or their family?
Or their parents, probably when they were eating together, 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so I don't want to spend 1 or 2 hours of my day with my children, and I would want somebody I trust, which is hopefully my wife, to teach them and guide them, and I'd rather her than a teacher that I don't know. Indonesia is easier to know the teacher and to know a school, and the reputation is easier to find. In America, I mean, I don't have much experience in that, but it's like, who is teaching your kid? That is such a big important thing for me. I would have to know personally the person teaching my kid.
Okay.
So for me, if you want to ask me what to do, I would say you should teach your kid at home. The online system, especially since COVID, is so good. You can learn anything at home. So if you have the right parents who have the ability to discipline their child and make sure their child is disciplined, then you can do high school and finish senior high school by junior high school easily. The 8 years you spend in school it's more than 8 years. 12 years.
12 years.
12 years in school, you can finish in 6 years.
That's very fast, actually.
6 years. But I'm not saying starting at 6 years old though. So from 10 to 16, you could do everything.
Or like you can just like cut the gap in half.
You could.
Like,
You don't need 8 hours. This whole 8 hours of school stuff is made up by people who want to make money because they want your parents to work for them. That's actually what it is. They want the parents to work. The parents need babysitters.
Yes.
So the school is teaching them, but it's longer than is necessary, in my opinion. It's longer than is necessary. I learned 4 or 5 languages in my schooling and learned the regular subjects. So it's about the way you teach, it's about how you teach, and it's about the concentration. If you have 30 people in a class, 40 people in a class, how much concentration is one kid getting from one teacher? So it's just simple logic for me. That's why I would say it's better to have a parent at home or somebody who's a family member at home teaching your kids, they're learning online, and that person is actually teaching. The online is the material. There can be help online also, but the material, but the intensity and the directness of teaching the child how to live life, not just the book smart, is going to happen there. It's not going to happen at school. That's the thing.
So it's basically, you're like saying like, we need to have more focused intent, like one-on-one school teacher and student, and of course life lessons. That's the most important.
One-on-one between parents and student and teacher and student. One-on-one where it's like you're actually, you know that person. They're not just your teacher. You know how that person conducts their life. That person, their characteristics, you know them. But of course you do. I'm not saying that the system right now is wrong or anything. It's just that if you want to make it more optimal, in my opinion, that's how it would be. And that's how I plan to raise my children, inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Ali, for the answers. That's
Hope you're not traumatized.
no, that actually opened my mind.
Don't go out from Insan Mandiri.
Of course I want. It's actually, because of Insan Mandiri, it's actually the same. It's more concentrated because there are less students in Insan Mandiri. There are
Small number of
10 or 20 each class, so not like big.
And you know the teachers one by one. You know how they are. You know the strict teacher,
We know
the mean teacher.
We know the cute teacher.
Okay, so that's good. But cute is not going to save your life. So yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. But that's my opinion. I would definitely promote homeschooling more, but that means that both parents can't work unless they have like an uncle or an aunt that's teaching them. So that's another problem we have to solve. So it's I mean, for every family, something's going to work differently also.
Yes.
Some families, the parents they're just not the type that can teach. So then you have to have a teacher. So it all comes back to individual, the best case for each person. I don't think that there's one system fit all. I don't think that that's right. Because different people learn different ways, different people like different things, and different parents teach different ways or parent different ways. Okay?
But it's actually a reminder for me.
As a teacher?
As a teacher and wife soon to be. So I have to be a smart mom, smart parent to teach my children that.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Spending 2 hours with your child, I mean, it can be done, but it's just like, it's not optimal. I would say it's not optimal. Unless you say, oh, I'm not a fit parent. Unless you say, oh, I know this person can teach my child better. Okay, then they should spend most of their time with that person. But if you think that I know what's best for my child, then they need to be with you if you want the best for your child.
Yes.
Unless you want second best, then you find the second best. Basically, that's my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm sure some people disagree with it. But that's why I said it's my opinion.
Okay. Yes. So do you still have any questions, Kak Dharta, or enough?
Actually, no. That's actually enough.
Enough? Okay.
For your mind to process?
Yeah.
Enough for the mind to process for a while, yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Dharta, for asking Kali, and thank you, Kak Ali, for
answering. Thank you for having me, both of you.
Yes, and since I said you are a passionate Darbuka player, so could you please perform for a bit with your Darbuka?
30 seconds is enough?
30 seconds.
Okay, let's get the joke.
Okay, enough.
Masya Allah.
Very
Kenapa
different to
Masya
Indonesia.
Allah,
Like,
Masya Allah.
Indonesian is much smaller.
Indonesia, there's different types. There's different types of, same like there's different types of guitars, there's different types of
All kind of
names. This is called darbuka. I mean, that's the name that I like to use, but there's many names for it. Some people call it tabla, some people call it dumbek, some people call it derbaki. So it's different names, but same thing. The point is, if you know how to play, you can play them all. It's not about the drum. It's about how you play, basically. Is this too loud?
Focus.
No? Aman? Should I play?
Try singing.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. bit of taste, just to give you a taste, so that maybe later you'll want more. You can go to my channel.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the point.
If you want to learn more about Darbuka, go to Kak Ali's channel.
Yes.
Yes.
You can go to Ali space Kribo, Kribo. If you're willing to learn, there's many people, even people in Insan Mandiri who, what is it? Insan Mandiri, right?
Insan Mandiri.
If you want it, there's some of the students there who already succeeded in learning Darbuka from my channel. So if anybody wants to go learn some drums and use the left side of your brain, right? Is it?
Yes.
Then you're welcome to come by. Inshallah. Inshallah, there is beneficial, as beneficial content as there is on this channel. I mean,
Okay, Kak Ali, thank you very much for coming
You're
here.
welcome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much
Thank you
for
for having me.
sharing. Thank you, Kak Dharta, for having here,
success
for joining
to
us.
this channel, to this
Amin,
podcast.
amin, ya Allah,
And
amin.
the key is to be istiqamah.
Yes.
Okay? Always try. You don't know what's gonna work. For me, that's how I do my YouTube channel. Is just try something, see how it works, and try something else. Try something else. Nothing is ever too crazy in a sense, but always stay to your principles.
Yeah.
But try. Okay.
Okay, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe our channel, and then also share this video to your friends, to your family. Don't forget also to subscribe to Ali channel and to the Instagram, follow Ali_Kribo. Is it
One word, Ali Kribo.
Oh, Ali Kribo.
Just search
Ali
that, you'll find
Kribo.
everything.
Okay, Ali Kribo.
If you're willing. Okay.
Okay, see you again on the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace.